I thought he was a man of many colors. You know what I'm saying? No telling what color the man is.
Hold on, before we get to the man of many colors, right?
That's what I walked over. That's what I'm walking up. That's what I walked when bro brought me over. That's what I said from the door. Everything else you've been saying.
What man are you talking about?
Most High God. That's what we talking about, ain't it?
The Most High God is a man of many colors.
You don't know. We don't know what color the God is till we get to the afterlife.
So y'all gave me something today. I have to work on me. I have to work on me. But I'm not lost anymore.
We came from roaches on the floor, a notice on the door, baking soda in the jar, but now we focus on the law. It's like soap up in a cloth, the way it's soaking and it wash. It's something like good dope, cause it's potent and it's raw.
I used to post up out the store, work stashed behind the door. Everything I had was pure, so fiends was coming back for more. The Most High opened my eyes, and then I seen that I was flawed. Now I'm addicted to these laws because they potent and they raw. I was in and out of jail, cause in the streets, yeah, I was lost. Trying to be like all the hustlers, they don't tell you what's a cost.
Shalom, 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 family. First and foremost, I have to give all praises, all glory, and all honor unto the Most High God, Yahweh. Of course, I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother Ariella of SICARRI, and I am excited to present to you, the nation of Israel, the official Hebrew Israelite Bible. Now, this has been the culmination of 4 long years of hard work, and it is available for purchase at HIBofficialzion.com. Get yours today.
Got a brother over here. He said a white man wrote the book. That's what he been told. No, not the black. Not a white man. Or a man. Yeah, a man wrote the book. So how y'all?
I mean, when we look at it like on a logical thing, bro, man wrote everything. We the people on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you went to school, right?
Yeah.
You passed your classes?
Yes, sir.
Did we ever think to disannul when you learn math, right? And they put you in that book and they sat you down and it said study this to pass this test. You did it, right? You know what I'm saying? But that was written by man as well. So we got to understand that just because it's written by man doesn't always mean that the validity is gone now. Because the people are scholars and they study in different aspects and in different things. You get what I'm saying? So we shouldn't.
I'll give you an example, right? When was the Declaration of Independence signed?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Tell me so I can learn.
Well, did you pass high school?
Yeah.
In high school, you read in the history book, it was 1776.
Yeah, I did what to do to pass, you know what I'm saying?
You said what?
I just did what I had to do to walk the line, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you still had to learn that, though.
Yes, sir.
Everything we learn comes from watching, either observing somebody do something or observing what somebody wrote down in a book after what they've learned in their experiences. It's the same thing with the Bible. Just like every form of media you do is that same way. So how is it being written by a man crushing the validity of it?
You know, it's a lot as we young, so us younger people, it's more coming out, because I grew up in the house, you know, it's a church. My mom took me to church every Sunday, Wednesday, goddamn choir rehearsal on Thursday, you know what I'm saying? And as I got older, you hear so many things like what's the white dude, I can't think his name right now. That's what they really said wrote the Bible.
Talking about King James.
King James, but his real name is they call him King James, but William Shakespeare. That's what they said. I'm just telling them about what.
Well, you have the. Hold on fast. These, like the Hebrew and Greek, like text that this gets translated into from the English, to the English, that predated William Shakespeare. You're talking about stuff that existed like thousands of years ago, before they even existed as people. Like, have you done any research on how this book is even compiled?
What research I need to do?
I mean, you could just Google it. How was the Bible compiled? What texts did they use? Textus Receptus, stuff coming from the Septuagint, words like that. You could just Google that. And another way, bringing it back to the validity of the Bible, do you know about prophecy?
Nah, not too much.
Prophecy is like when something's, I just make it layman terms, somebody speaks something and then it happens in the future, right? And that shows you some kind of divinity that you see into the future.
Kind of like you're saying, manifest, right?
I'll show you one real fast. Watch this. No, I got something real fast.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 28. It says, "For my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years." This is a prophecy of Christ, 400 years before it happened, because Ezra wrote that. Ezra existed in the 4th century BC, 400 years before Christ, and then he existed at that exact time. That's prophecy. How could Ezra know that if there wasn't no divine intervention inspiring these people to write this? How could he know that?
How can y'all know? How can y'all know if the man black or white though?
Hold up, brother. We can deal with that, but can you answer that question though?
Ask the question one more time, bro.
How could Ezra know 400 years from when he existed, Christ would come? How could he know that?
I want to say how would you know? It had to be something like in his dream or came, you know what I'm saying? Talk to him in his spirit or something like that, you know?
Get Job 33. Watch this. I'm glad you said that, brother. Watch this. Let me show you something. Job 33, I think it's 15.
No, it's on 23. And you know how you were saying King James was a white man, right? King James did nothing but publish the Bible. That's how we're even able to have them in our hands right now. He was strictly just a publisher. That doesn't mean that he wrote it, because he had the printing press to actually put out the Bible. You get what I mean? Just being a publisher doesn't mean that you're a writer or an author or something.
Get that at 14. Get Job 33, 14. Watch this, brother. You said he probably had a dream about it, right? Watch this.
This is Job chapter 33 and verse 14.
Yep.
For God speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth not. This is verse 15. In a dream.
In a what?
In a dream.
Yeah, go ahead.
In a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings
upon the bed.
In slumberings upon the bed, then he opened the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
That's the Lord speaking through Ezra in his dream. That's how he had the ability to basically prophesy about Christ 400 years before he existed, which is showing you how God moves, showing you how he exists. You know what I mean? So that's a prophecy. That's one prophecy. You know about the transatlantic slave trade?
No, I don't.
You don't know about how we got over here to America? Black people got to America, brother.
I mean, we was already here, practically. You know what I'm saying?
Not all of us. Not all of us.
Who all went here?
Shit, most of the blacks and Hispanics are over here.
But they say they came over and took over. Took over out. You know what I'm saying? Took over what we.
Who said that? I thought we can't trust the books, brother.
I'm going by just like what you telling me. You talking to me, somebody else talking to me saying the same thing. So
Who said that to you? Who said that?
I mean, you were like, you would know him. You wouldn't know him.
Who said that? I mean, you talking about.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Now, I'm not trying to make it sound crazy, man, y'all, because I pray. Shit, I pray to God, tell him thank you every morning for waking me up. Whoever I'm praying to, I just say the Most High. Because I know somebody is working with me, you know what I'm saying, being here with me to wake me up every morning. But I'm just telling you about what I hear. You know what I'm saying, about what I hear. Don't say I too much fall into what they be saying. I got a lot of people, like my girl mama, she don't believe in this kind of stuff. So I know you would have been right here. A lot of stuff you would have been saying, she would have been having a word back for you. But I'm here trying to listen to what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of stuff you telling me I don't know. I may heard it, but really wasn't taking in. My mama told me a lot of stuff going in one ear and out the other one. So, and I think that's what happened, but I'm just telling you, like, a lot of things that I'm hearing. So like y'all more speaking the word, I want to hear, you know what I'm saying? How y'all know the man? I thought he was a man of many colors. You know what I'm saying? No telling what color the man is.
Hold on, before we get to the man of many colors, right?
That's what I walked over. That's what I'm walking up. That's what I walked when bro brought me over. That's what I said from the door. Everything else you've been saying.
What man are you talking about?
Most High God. That's what we talking about, ain't it?
The Most High God is a man of many colors.
You don't know. We don't know what color the God is till we get to the afterlife.
But what I'm saying is, well, give me the.
He could be a guy whatever color. The white folks saying he white. The Mexicans probably saying he Mexican.
What if the Bible
we
has?
Saying he black because we black. You know
what if the Bible has his color in it though?
If it had color.
What if the Bible has a description of his color?
Let me hear.
One of y'all give me that. Whoever got the apple.
This is a book of Revelation. You want to start at verse 1?
Where it is?
Start at 3. God, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 4, verse 1. I'm going to just read down. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, "Come up hither, and I will shew these things which must be hereafter." And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
So the person who sat on the throne, we're talking about the Most High, was like, he looks upon him, he was the same color as a sardine or jasper stone. Do you know what that looks like?
It's dark.
It looks like this. That's a typical shade or hue of a black man. Who we talking about right here? It's a typical shade of a black man. He's a black man, brother. Even his son was.
What verse was that?
That's Revelation 4 verses 1 through 3. Get Revelation 1 verse 14. Christ himself is depicted as a black man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14.
Go.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
So this is talking about a depiction of Christ. His head and his hair is white like wool. What?
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Yeah.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
His feet like unto what?
Fine brass.
So this is John the Revelator looking down at Christ's feet. Like if I'm looking down at you right now and I can look at your feet, he's saying it's a fine brass. What color is brass?
Brass.
What color is it?
Gold.
Like darkish brownish gold, right?
Yeah.
Now watch this.
Slop.
Keep on.
Thanks, slop. And his feet were like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Is it what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
What happens when you burn something in the furnace?
It's gonna black out. Yeah.
So what color is his feet?
Black. But that's because you just said it burned in the furnace though.
They said as if it burned in a furnace. He's giving you a description of how dark he is. So he's a black man. His father is shown as like the same color as a jasper and sardine stone. That's our same color. John the Revelator looked down at Christ's feet and saw and described that his feet were the same color as brass that's been burnished.
And they got black Indians too, man. You know, dark Indians too.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
So
we got a native. That dude right there behind you in the Cowboys hat on, right? That's Native American. So yeah, we know about black Indians. But either way, Christ and his father isn't a man of many colors. They look just like us. And you know what's cool about knowing something like that? Give me Hebrews chapter 7 verse 14. You give me Acts chapter 13 verse 1. Have you ever been called a nigga before?
I mean, maybe by my, not.
Has
my
anybody
homeboy,
called you the N-word before? You ain't never been called the N-word before.
I mean, by my, that's what I said about my homies. We say, "What's up, my nigga?" That's what I'm saying when I say that.
How about saying, I can call the N-word every day.
Yeah.
get Acts chapter 13.
Look over it, You know how it is.
Yeah, watch this.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1.
No.
Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon that was called niggers.
Called what?
Called niggers.
So wait a minute. That's a Jew right there being called nigger. So what does that let you know? The Jews gotta look like what?
Like us.
Like us. And what does that mean? We probably the Jews, right?
That's right.
We are the Israelites. Look at this. Hold on, what is that? Look at this sign right here, bro. That was a Jew right here. As a Jew being called nigger. So what does that let you know about the Jews? According to the Bible. They black. That's what we're here to teach our people. We think we're nothing. We think God is a God of many colors. He loves everybody, but his description of him is black, his son is black, his people are black. Look at this, get this. Watch this. This is another problem.
This is Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
That's talking about Christ. Christ sprung out of Judah, right? So if he sprung out of Judah and Christ is black, that means the Jews are black. That goes right along with Acts chapter 13, which we just read. You know why that's important to know?
What?
Give me Romans chapter 9 verse 4.
Bring it out.
I'm going to show you something.
This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 4. Who are the Israelites?
Yeah.
To whom pertaineth the
It
adoption?
says, whom pertaineth the adoption. I'm going to just let you know, the adoption that this is talking about is talking about Christ's death. Who Christ died for. Start again from the top.
Who are Israelites?
Yeah.
To whom pertaineth the adoption?
Yeah.
And the glory.
The glory that's going into the kingdom. The future rulership is going to happen. Go ahead.
And the covenants.
Yeah.
And the giving of the law. And the services of God.
Yeah.
And the promises.
That's the whole Bible. Everything you just named is things related to the Bible. All of it. And it's all for Israelites. So if we know the Bible and everything, the kingdom, the service of God, the law, the covenants is all for the Israelites. It's important to know who the Israelites are. We just showed you what Christ looked like. We showed you what the Son looks like. We showed you what a Jew is called, nigga, literally, in the Bible. That must mean what? We might most likely be those people. And that's something we need to know. Because we walked through our life. How old are you right now, brother?
23.
You walked through your life 20. That's when I first came into the truth. I first came into the truth when I was 23. I'm 30 years old right now, right? And I walked through my life for 23 years thinking I was just a nigga, thinking I was nothing, thinking I'm just worthless, right? But come to find out, our people descended from the same people who left Egypt. You heard about the Prince of Egypt? You seen that movie growing up?
No.
You heard about where Moses said, let my people go? You know, the Hebrews that got freed out of Egypt?
Yeah.
We descended from those people, brother. That's what you need to know. That's what's important. Because what's going to happen is the only people getting saved out of this place, you see what's going on with Russia, Ukraine, China, all these other countries that's got beef with America. You see how it's just ramping up? What's going to happen? Give me Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. Watch this. I'm going to make that point after we read this verse.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 6.
Verse 5.
So verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
Every war that's ever been has been with people swinging swords, shooting people, swords and shields, all stuff like that. That's every war we've ever seen. But watch this.
And garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and a fuel of fire.
With what?
With burning and fuel of fire.
This is the final war. It's going to be a burning and fuel of fire. You know what that's going to look like? Nuclear war. That's why you see Russia, China, freaking India. Who else am I missing? Russia, China, India,
Ukraine,
Korea, all these other countries threatening America. That's coming. That war is going. It's talking about right there with burning fuel of fire. That's coming soon. The only people getting saved out of that is God's people. That's why it's important to know if you're an Israelite. The stuff that the church has been saying, like we've been saying, like I've been growing up in the church all my life. They're not telling you this. They go there, they take your money. You might lose your wife to it. you might fund the pastor, whatever the pastor's exploits are. You might do all that, but you don't find out who you actually are. This is who you actually are, brother. You're not a nigga. You're an actual Jew. You're an Israelite.
That's right.
And you know what you need to do, knowing that you're an Israelite? Watch this. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 10.
Teach,
Watch this. I'm gonna show you something. Get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12.
Read out.
And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
What the Lord requires of you and all of us up here is to serve the Yahweh our power. That's right. That's the true name of the Lord. It's Yahweh. When you see the Lord right here, his name in the Hebrew is actually Yahweh. We have to serve him. Yahweh, right? It means he exists or the existing one. Go ahead. You want?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
We have to do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
We got to keep his commandments. Like thou shalt not kill. You know,
10 commandments, yes, sir.
There's 10 commandments, but there's more than that. Like there's other ones like loving your neighbor, not bearing grudges against your neighbor, not being a talebearer or somebody who spreads slanderous rumors among the people. Those are commandments that we have to keep. That's not hard. You know, like when you hear a slanderous rumor, just don't pass it. You know what I mean? Like you hear somebody, we grew up our whole lives in the hood or various places hearing slander, people getting just slandered, people talking about people outside their neck, right? You have an option. It's like, you know what? I'm not gonna pass that slanderous rumor. I'm not gonna indulge in that. I'm not gonna push it forward. All you have to do is just keep it to yourself. You didn't hear that. That's keeping the commandment of God. Putting a beard on your face, putting fringes on your shirt, that's a commandment of God. That's not hard to do. All the Lord wants us to do is to listen to him, because the reason why we're here right now in America, having to freaking figure out how we're going to hustle from the first to pay the rent, right? The reason why we're like that is because we decided to not listen to our God. And that's been our problem. Look at the state of black people right now. What's the three greatest things that's killing us? What's the three greatest things that's killing us? Do you know? Can you name it?
Like drugs and what?
Drugs, us killing each other,
yeah.
The food, our diet. Tell me why there's a commandment for every one of those. Like us killing us. Thou shalt not kill. If we kept thou shalt not kill, you wouldn't have black on black crime. You won't have Hispanic on Hispanic crime. We're not supposed to, like drugs, right? Drugs is a form of witchcraft, which is pharmakeia. We're not supposed to suffer a wish to live. You don't do that. right? What's the other one we name? In our diet, we have dietary laws, like like pork, like swine, shrimp, crab, lobster. God tells us not to eat that. Like, we'll tell that to somebody and somebody, oh, God don't care about that. But think about this, bro. All the rest of the nations get to eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, but they not dying at the records that we are. Why is it when we eat pork, we eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, we get gout, we get all these things, we get diabetes? Our diets is killing us. There's a commandment for every single one of those things. There's a reason why the Lord told us to do what we're supposed to be doing. It's not just like, oh, it's just some power here just being sovereign for no reason. He's telling us stuff that keeps us alive. Give me Deuteronomy 30 verse 15. Watch this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good.
What?
Life and good.
This is right after the commandments was read unto us. I set before you this day life and good and what?
And death and evil.
And death and evil. When we break thou shalt not kill, we're killing somebody, right? We're committing evil. What comes behind that death? You kill somebody's brother, somewhere down the line, his family gonna try to come after you. And then after they kill you, then your family gonna come after them. It's a cycle of murder. It creates evil and death. If we keep these commandments, we get life and good. Prosperity. You hear people talk about the prosperity gospel? You ever heard about that? Well, I'll just give you a synopsis, right? That's like Creflo Dollar and them. You give them money and then you get blessed. That's a prosperity gospel. Our prosperity gospel is we keep these commandments of God and we get to live. That's all you got to do, bro. Believe in the Son, believe in Christ, and keep the commandments and live. That's it. It's not hard. The church will make it all complicated, give you all these extra things that aren't of God. But the Lord told us, He said, read that again. Read that again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 15.
Yeah.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good,
yeah,
and death and evil.
Yeah, what?
And that I command thee this day to love the Lord God, to walk in His ways, and to keep His commandments and His statutes and His judgments, that thou mayest live.
Was what?
That thou mayest live,
yeah,
and multiply.
That we'll live and multiply. We're dying and killing each other. Well, think about O Block. Think about all the rappers you hear in Chicago, man. Every song they make is about murdering somebody or rejoicing over the death of somebody. Like, come on, bro. We're literally doing the opposite of this, and we're wondering why we're dying. You ever see that, bro? Let me show you something else. Get Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
God. This is the book of Deuteronomy. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all His commandments and His statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now I'm going to put that in layman's terms. If we don't listen to God, He's going to send curses upon us. And wherever we go, say we try to leave America, right? They're going to follow us there. Because we're Israelites, He requires us to keep the commandments. Watch this. Go to verse 54.
God. Verse 54.
Do you ever be walking down the street and see another black man, he just mugs you for no reason?
Oh yeah, that's all the time.
Yeah.
Watch this. Wait, does that happen to other people? Or does that only happen to us?
It's gotta be just us, bro.
It's just us. Watch this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 54.
Bring it out.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His what?
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother. That's a curse. When we break the laws of God, that's when we start having an evil eye towards each other. You see how we do that and nobody else does that? You know why that is? Because we Israelites. Watch this. Keep going.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Domestic assaults. Watch this. Who leaves their children? What's a proverb and a byword of people leaving their children or not knowing their father? That's us, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Watch this.
And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
He shall what?
Which he shall lead.
Brother, you can't tell me that's not black people. Tell me that's not black people. You would have to sit here and just fix your face and lie to say that's not black people. That's the black experience. I showed you the reason. I showed you the reason why this happens, and I'm showing you why the Lord's proving Himself to be true. He said your eye is going to be evil towards your brothers if you don't want to keep His commandments. This is a prophecy. This was written at least 2,000 years ago, at least. And He said in 2023, which we're walking around and seeing right now, we're seeing this come to pass. Right now. Go to verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst.
So you're going to serve your enemies in hunger and thirst. When you want to get food, you have to go to somebody who's not a black man. We don't own nothing, and if we do, we just the faces of it. You can go into a store right there. You'll see a black man and think he owns it when he's at the register, but it's probably owned by an Asian man or damn Elamite, freaking Arabs, right? We can be the faces of it, but we don't own it. You have to go to somebody else in one of all things. Read that again.
God, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger,
for food,
and in thirst,
and
in nakedness.
Yeah, and we want some clothes. Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
Whatever you want, you got to get it from them. Go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now check this out. Have you heard of a yoke of iron?
Nah, never.
You got a phone on you?
Nah.
I got you.
Watch this. Google yoke of iron and nothing else. Let's start right here. Let's show you something.
Just type in yoke of iron. The only thing you're gonna see is like the so-called white. I don't see no other race of people with yoke of iron.
You see that?
Crazy. No other nationality.
Yeah, you see that? See, our people think the Bible isn't true, but all these things we just written is the black experience. Tell me it's not the black. You can't tell me it's not the black experience. We live all these things right now. Right now, this book is true, bro. Like I've been trying to tell people, like it's so true. Go to verse 1. Watch this. Now this is about to be the opposite of everything, because right now we're at the bottom. If you think about Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we at the bottom of the food chain around here, bro. If you look at how we kill each other, look at how we don't have any wealth, we don't have nothing, right? We at the bottom. Watch this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Go.
And it shall come to pass, and thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Hearken means to hear. Like you listen to God. Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth.
That's what we're trying to give our people. We're trying to be on high above all the rest of the nations, because that's what our original position is supposed to be, being God's chosen people. We at the bottom right now because we're not listening to our Father. All we gotta do is listen to God. It ain't hard to stop eating pork. It ain't hard to stop killing and hating your brother, bro. That's simple commandments that we can do as a nation to just get ourselves up just on a small level. Just on a small level. Could you imagine what the murder rate would look like we're in Arlington right now, right? Could you imagine what the murder rate would look like in Arlington if we all kept thou shalt not kill? Non-existent in our demographic. Non-existent. That just doing something small like that gives us life. Saves us. You see that? That's what we're trying to tell our people. You understand that?
Oh yeah, I do. I appreciate that too, man.
All praises, bro. All praises. I got you, man. Go ahead. Give me some dad, man.
No, for real, man. I appreciate that, man. Miko. Yes, sir.
Yeah, tap in with us, bro. We got brothers who, because we're joining some other brothers. This is their spot right here. They be out here every Saturday.
Let me ask you a question, man. If I tomorrow, pull back up. I want to start read the Bible. Where should I start?
Where should you start? See, man, everybody has their own answer for that one. I'll say read through the first 5 books first, like Genesis through Deuteronomy, because it gives you, like, have you heard of a word called Torah?
Torah, yeah.
Torah just means instruction. That's the law of God. That's the first 5 books. That all these commandments, like go to Leviticus chapter 19. I'm gonna show you an example of what I'm talking about. That's where you get all the thou shalt nots and thou shalts. Those are commandments. Like go to verse 15.
Now this is the book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 15.
Bring it up.
Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment.
No, not 15, that's what I want.
17?
What does it say? No, not 17. 16.
God, verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer. If you look at other translations, that means somebody who spreads slanderous gossip. Like I was telling you about before, that's a commandment. You see these in the first 5 books, so you need to get an understanding of those before you start going anywhere else in the Bible, because they reference these things. You're not going to understand, like, say like you pick up a book, you're not going to start at chapter 20, you want to start in the beginning. After you have read the Torah and try to get a grasp of it, you need to start at Matthew, because that's where Christ walks. When you start seeing the things that he did and what he taught. You're not going to understand none of that if you don't know what this says. That's where I'll say start, then just go back through it like that, comb through it again. And what you need to do, the most important thing you need to do, you need to get around brothers. You need to get around somebody who will hold you accountable. That's right. That's what you need to do. If you live over here, right? These brothers like SUC right here, this is their spot. This is their location. They be every Saturday up here answering whatever question you want. We be in Deep Ellum on Saturdays, but this is their location. You need to get around brothers, bro. Because you can't. I'm telling you this right now. You can't do it by yourself. That's right. You can't do that by yourself. You need somebody to hold you accountable, just like we got the brothers around us.
Ecclesiastes 3.
What was that?
Better than one.
Matter of fact, get that.
This is a book, Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor.
Two are better than one. They have a good reward for their labor. What does that mean? It's better to have somebody to hold you accountable because y'all both can make it instead of just one person making it. That's important, bro. I'm not just saying that just like, oh, just to build up their numbers. No, because we need to get up out of here. And the people who's not going to get up out of here is the people who's not being held accountable, doing whatever they want, making it up as they go along. That's the people in the Christian church. That's the people walking up and down the streets killing themselves every day. You need brothers around you. I know that for a fact because I need brothers around me. Right? And I've been in this for 7 years. I'll never forsake that. So what you need to do, come out here on Saturdays, bro. Yeah, at least just for a little bit to get your questions answered, or maybe just chop it up with the brothers, bro. That's not something that's really too hard or taxing on you. So I would say do that. That's the two things I tell you need to do. Because honestly, while you reading the Bible, while you going through this, you can come out here. They're gonna answer your questions. Say you don't understand something, they're gonna answer your questions. You talking about people who've been, how long y'all been in the truth? 2015. You've been there longer than me. They can answer your questions. Just like I can answer your questions, they can answer your questions if you stumble, bro. Get the to a godly man. Give me that. What's that, 33? SICARRI 37 to 12. 37 to 12. See? You see what I mean? That's why you need brothers. I forgot what that is. Forgot what that is.
This is the book of SICARRI, chapter 37, verse 12. But be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind.
See what I mean? Get thee to a godly man who you know to keep the commandments. You see the brothers out here with these fringes and tassels on? We up here keeping the commandments. We got a beard on our face, we keep the Torah. So you need to get to a godly man so you can actually be held accountable. Watch this, keep going.
And will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry.
Who will understand when you mess up. Because you know, we got our people, man. You mess up, they just gonna clown you, bro. They'll clown you, make you feel worse than you already do. But we understand because we know a righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up. That's why we'll lift you back up. Because this ain't the belief system of this ain't a solo thing. Like you hear people say I'm saved, sanctified. It's saved, sanctified in the truth. No, we need to be saved and sanctified. This is a nationalistic thing. You got another question before I hit him?
No, sir.
All praises, bro. What you say your name was again?
Miko.
Miko? Come back out here, bro. Shout out there.